a serene Chang village, tucked among the lush emerald hills of Tuansang District, Moma was the shining star of her family's world. Oh, how her parents cherished her as their only child. She was their everything, a radiant girl whose kindness and respect wove her into the heart of every villager. Can you picture her with her warm smile and gentle spirit, bringing joy to everyone she met? Moma's laughter danced through the village like a melody, brightening even the cloudiest days. But one sweltering afternoon, fate took a turn that would change her life forever. Moma's mother, exhausted and disheartened after hours of casting her net into the river without a single catch, stood on the muddy bank, her hope dwindling. In a moment of sheer desperation, she raised her voice to the heavens and cried, "Oh, river spirit, please bless me with fish. I'll give you my daughter anything." Can you imagine such a reckless promise? No sooner had the words escaped her lips than the river sparkled as if alive, and her net brimmed with shimmering fish. Overwhelmed with joy, she hauled her bountiful catch home, her heart bursting with relief. But in her elation, that rash vow to the river spirit slipped from her mind, forgotten like a fleeting dream carried away by the breeze. That evening, the small family gathered around their worn wooden table, savoring a feast of succulent river fish, their laughter filling the air. The savory aroma of the meal wrapped their home in warmth, and Moma, her heart full from the hearty dinner, slipped into bed, her eyelids heavy with contentment. As she drifted into a peaceful slumber, the world outside faded into silence. But wait, what was that in the dead of night? A strange presence stirred her awake. A handsome young man stood in her room, his features soft yet striking, like a figure from a dream. Her heart raced. Who was this stranger? At first fear gripped her, but his gentle voice and warm smile melted her worries away. How could someone so kind feel so familiar? His presence was like a warm hearth, and soon Moma felt a deep, inexplicable connection to him. Night after night, this mysterious visitor returned, always under the cover of darkness, slipping away before dawn to avoid her family's prying eyes. Their bond grew stronger with every whispered word, every shared moment under the stars. Can you imagine the thrill of such secret meetings? One moonlit evening, he knelt before her, his eyes gleaming with love, and proposed marriage. Moma's heart soared. Could this be her forever? Overwhelmed with love, she whispered yes, her voice trembling with joy. Their clandestine meetings continued for months, each night a stolen treasure of whispers and laughter. But a nagging question began to tug at Moma's heart. Why did he never appear? In the daylight, was he hiding something? Her curiosity gnawed at her, growing like vines in a forgotten garden. Unable to unravel the mystery alone, she turned to her father, whose wisdom was her anchor. "Father, what should I do?" she pleaded, her eyes wide with unease. He listened, his brow furrowed in thought, then offered a clever plan. "My dear daughter," he said, his voice steady, "take a length of thread and tie it to his cloak when he leaves tonight. Follow it, and you'll discover where he goes." What a brilliant idea! That night, Moma's fingers trembled as she knotted a delicate thread to her lover's cloak, her heart pounding with anticipation. As he slipped into the shadows, she followed her bare feet, silent against the earth. The thread led her through the sleeping village, past quiet homes and rustling trees, into the stillness of the wilderness. Every so often he glanced back. Did he sense her? Her breath caught in her throat, but she ducked behind bushes, her resolve unwavering. She had to know the truth. The thread guided her to a tranquil lake, its surface gleaming like a mirror under the moonlight. Moma's eyes widened as her lover approached the water's edge, and then, oh, the shock! He vanished beneath the surface as if the lake had swallowed him whole. She gasped, her heart hammering. Where had he gone? She waited, her eyes glued to the water, expecting him to resurface any moment. Minutes stretched into hours, but the lake remained still, its secrets locked beneath the gentle ripples. Was he gone forever? Confusion and grief crashed over her like a tidal wave, her mind swirling with questions. Had she fallen in love with a phantom? A spirit overwhelmed Moma stumbled home, tears streaming down her cheeks, and poured her heart out to her father. He disappeared into the lake, she sobbed, her voice breaking. I followed him, but he never came back. Her father's face darkened, his eyes blazing with suspicion. This is no ordinary man, he roared, convinced her suitor was an evil spirit toying with his daughter's heart. Before Moma could stop him, he rallied the village men, their torches casting flickering shadows as they marched to the lake, determined to confront this mysterious figure. At the lake, they searched tirelessly, their voices echoing through the night. But there was no sign of the young man, only a dark, ominous shape lurking at the bottom of the water too deep to reach. What was it? A creature? A sign of something supernatural? The men returned home, their hearts heavy with unease, the mystery unsolved. As they huddled around the fire, Moma's mother's face turned ashen, her hands trembling like leaves in a storm. A long buried memory surfaced and she gasped, clutching her chest. Oh no, the vow she whispered, her voice trembling with dread. She confessed her reckless promise to the river spirit, the words spilling out like a broken dam. I promised Moma to the spirit for the fish, she cried, tears streaming down her face. Moma's world shattered. Could it be true? Was her beloved not a man, but a spirit bound to her by her mother's forgotten oath? The truth was a dagger to her heart, twisting with every breath. That night, when the young man appeared, Moma's heart was a storm of sorrow. I know who you are, she said, her voice quivering. You're the river spirit. I cannot marry you. Please go. His handsome face contorted with rage. How dare she reject him? If you refuse me, I'll take your life. He snarled, his voice like thunder. But Moma stood firm, her heart breaking yet resolute. Enraged, the spirit stormed out, leaving her alone in the darkness, her sobs echoing in the empty room. Days later, the heavens unleashed their fury. A violent storm tore through the village, rain pouring in relentless torrents. The lowlands vanished under water fields, and homes swallowed by the flood. Livestock drowned, and the villagers' screams mingled with a haunting, mournful wail from the water itself. Oh, how it chilled their souls! They knew it was the river spirit's wrath, his revenge for the broken vow. In terror, the villagers fled to the highlands, clutching woven baskets of their belongings, climbing higher as the waters rose. It's her mother's fault, they cursed, their voices thick with fear and anger. Moma's mother, her heart breaking, realized there was no other way to save her people. With tears streaming down her face, she made the unbearable choice. Forgive me, Moma, she sobbed, pushing her daughter into the churning waters. Miraculously, the flood began to recede, the waters calming as if appeased. When the village was safe, Moma's mother searched the lake, her heart pounding with hope and dread. To her astonishment, she found 2 large fish, one of them half woman, half fish. Moma had transformed into a mermaid, a heartbreaking yet wondrous sight. A glimmer of hope amidst the tragedy. Time passed, and Moma gave birth to a tiny fish, her precious child. One day she visited her family, leaving her baby tucked safely in a hidden cove. But when she returned, oh, the horror, the baby was gone. Her relatives, mistaking the tiny fish for a gift, had eaten it. No, Moma wailed, her heart shattering anew. How could you? Desperate, she begged them to tell her if they'd kept any part of the fish. To her relief, they offered a single delicate bone. With trembling hands, she transformed it back into her tiny fish and returned to her underwater home, her heart heavy with grief and gratitude. When her partner saw the frail baby fish, he frowned, his eyes filled with concern. What happened to our child? He asked, his voice soft but urgent. Moma explained, my uncle was hurt by my absence, and it weakened our baby. In the Chang belief, an upset uncle brings misfortune. Oh, how deeply they honor family ties. This belief gave rise to the sacred Hmong fish, thought to be human transformed and never eaten. Moma's tragic tale lives on, etched into a memorial stone in Tuensang village, a testament to her sacrifice and the power of promises. The legend cherished by the Chang Yimchungar and Kugana tribes reminds us of the weight of vows and the enduring bond between the human and spiritual worlds. What lessons linger in the ripples of Moma's story, preserved for generations to come? Oh, the tale of Moma and the river spirit breaks my heart. It screams of the weight promises carry and the devastation of betraying sacred bonds. I feel for Moma, caught in a web of her mother's reckless vow, her love twisted by supernatural forces. The Chang's reverence for family, especially uncles, resonates deeply. How vital it is to honor those ties, yet I'm struck by the tragedy of misunderstanding, like eating Moma's child. It's a gut-wrenching reminder: respect traditions, but question impulsive oaths. We must cherish connections and tread carefully with nature's mysteries.